Well, here we go. I'm gonna make a video for you guys. I went out estate sale and picked up some garbage in a estate sale. Let me show you what I got. It's in the back of the truck here. So let me get in the back of the truck and I'll show you everything I got. I even got a car part here. This is the car part, and I'm going to bead blast this and paint it up. It's a 283 small block Chevy intake manifold, and it's date coded G18 of 60. So let you see the numbers there, and then the firing order is there. And the guy didn't know what it was. I paid $5 for the manifold. I figured $5. It's worth cleaning up, and it's in good shape. Yeah, we'll throw that in the bead blast cabinet and new coat orange paint on it. Hopefully get maybe $100 for it. We'll see. And then the rototiller is a Simplicity, and it was missing the drawbar and the outer tines. And I searched the garage high and low and couldn't find the outer tines, but I did find the drawbar. It's a 1960. It's a 3.5 horsepower. It says 35, but it was 50% off. He gave it to me for $15. That's the belt, obviously. And it does turn over with compression. Oops, it's wanting to tilt the back of the truck here. And oh wow, I bet you if I put gas in it, this thing would run. That's clean. I think this is on, I don't know, maybe that's just bent, but I think that's on backwards. I think that's supposed to be the other way around. So somebody's had this top off at one time, I think. And oil bath air cleaner. We'll get them out and get them running. Maybe not today. It's got some oil in it. It's not too nasty. Screw it back on. It still has the decal on the air cleaner. And then we got a snowblower. Let me get the rototiller out of the way and we'll look at the snowblower. Alright, it's a 20-inch. It says it's self-propelled. I didn't think it was, but I guess it is. Let's see, release for neutral. Thriller clutch. Alright, well this is a little better than what I thought it was. It's a single stage. It's a 1979. I don't know if the numbers show up there or not. But this thing has really good compression. I don't know what the inside of the tank is. I need to get these things out of the truck, so maybe I'll do that and then do some more video on it. Yeah, the auger looks good. Wow. Yep, this thing's gonna run too. Alright, let me get these things out of the truck. This thing's a pretty good deal. This is what Briggs & Stratton did, so you could, when these have a wind vane governor and they'd get frozen up, so they put this over this is the blower housing here and the top of the recoil, and then they put this over it to prevent snow from sucking down in there. And where it gets the air cooling is through this, which it draws it off the muffler so it doesn't freeze that governor up. You know, these engines don't really warm up. Oh wow, this actually looks like a pretty decent snowblower. It's made by Gilson, I believe. The Montgomery Ward's made by Gilson. So you can see the numbers there. Yeah, I'm super happy. I think this is, I didn't expect this to be as decent of a machine as it was. This was priced $30, and I paid $35 for everything. The manifold, the tiller, and the snowblower. But I think this thing's gonna I think this thing's going to be alright. I think somebody will be able to put this thing to good use. So this doesn't need really painting up or anything. It just needs a good cleaning and change the oil and maybe put a diaphragm in the carburetor, clean the carburetor. New spark plug. I got tons of spark plugs. It's got a Montgomery Ward spark plug in it. $100 says it's the original one. That's pretty corroded, so I might have to put a new end on it. Yeah, I'd be even willing to bet that's the original spark plug in it. All right, let me get these things out of the truck. I cleaned most of the stuff off in here. I'm gonna pressure wash these, but before I do, I want to see if they have spark, and I might take the blower housings off just to make sure there's no mouse nests in there, because if there is, I'll have to pressure wash that out too. Let's see if this has, I don't know if this is, I don't think this has a kill here because it's got this. So let's see if we have, it's got good compression, no doubt about that. Yeah, I don't see any spark. It's wanting to move. Let me take the old Prestolite, that old Prestolite 14.7. Let me take that out and cut this belt. These belts are incorrect. This belt, one of the belts is twisted and one's regular, and one rides on the back of this. This part rides on that, and the V rides in that. This is probably forward, and that's probably reverse. So I'm going to cut the belt, pull apart the spark plug because it has a significant amount of compression, and then I'll check for spark again. Yeah, I had to cut the belt. I couldn't feed it off. But anyway, the spark plug, to get it out, I had to use some of this. And the inside of the, look at that, but you can still see the shiny top of the, I don't know if that shows up. Let me get the piston to the top. How clean the top of the piston is, but get a load of this. Does that show up in the camera? Definitely has sparks, so I think I'll put a little something on those. I'm going to pull the housing off and make sure there's no mouse nest in there, and then we're going to pull a housing off this one too to do the same. So anyway, let me get the blower housing off, and we'll get the pressure washer out here in a few minutes and clean these machines up. This is something rare to find, something that doesn't have a mouse nest in it. It's actually in pretty good shape. I think I'm going to lube up everything. I mean, this doesn't even have the little button thing. This thing's that old, but I'm going to put a little oil on the shaft here, because those squeal if they're dry, so I don't want it to squeal, so I'll put a little oil on that. Anyway, let me lube this up. I'll just give it a quickie clean up, and then I'll put the housing back on. We'll pressure wash it. So here we go. I don't know if that's going to show up in the video, but that has spark. Yeah, that is super really clean. No mouse nest, no rust, nothing.
You got lucky on both of them.
Yeah, I'll say. I'm going to oil this before I...
So what do you do? Film everything, then come back and then like do a narration?
Yeah, no, it's the voice is recording right now. Oh, I didn't have the camera recording, so here we go again. Belts are in nice shape. That's the oil drain plug. I'm going to take it out and change oil, so it's going to be kind of messy. But yeah, I'll have to check the lube in the drive unit and in the auger unit. This thing's actually in pretty nice shape. That's for the chute, which is basically just recoil rope that runs the chute. Alright, let me get the oil out of this thing. Well, you can see why I put cardboard down when I change oil. Getting that plug out of the bottom of the engine wasn't happening. And it says right there, drain and fill here. So I drained it out, spilled it, and drained it. So let me put 20 ounces of oil in it and see if it runs. Put some gas in it. If it goes, we'll warm it up a minute and change oil in it again, then we'll pressure wash it. So as you can see, 20 ounces fills it right to the full mark. Now let me find the oil cap, put that back on, we'll put some gas in it. I didn't put a lot of gas in it, so these have a little like bowl in the tank that the fuel pump has to fill before they start. So you gotta pull it a bunch of times until it pumps fuel in there. Or sometimes you can do this and slosh some fuel into that bowl. And let's see, it says choke. Let's see what it does. Let me see if I can set you up on the rototiller engine to point at the snowblower engine. It's probably going to smoke because that muffler is saturated with oil. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's see if it'll start. So it might need a carb cleaning. Let me go get a screwdriver and see if maybe it might just be an adjustment on the carburetor. Hang on. The mixture screw is only open to half a turn, so maybe that was it. If not, I'll pull it out, spray some gum. Oil burning off the muffler, I do believe. How do you like that? It all works. Smoke seizing up on the muffler. That's ready for pressure washing. That is totally ready for pressure washing. Let me drain the oil out of that and put some fresh oil and see if this goes. Alright, I fixed the kill thing. And put a little bit of accelerant in there. I think it's covering, well, it might not be covering the pickup. Yeah, it looks like it. We'll try it. If not, I'll put a little bit more gas in it. But put the choke on, the throttle's not stuck. Let's give this a try. Let me move this over and set the camera on this to video that going. Oh, it's got gas down in there. It might be flooded. Alright, I gotta clean the little balls in the recoil there. They're not grabbing, so let me do that. But I don't think it's getting enough gas to get it going, so we might have to put more in the tank. I'll pull something out and see if it's getting it in the float bowl. It's got a little metal fuel line, but I don't know if that's enough to go through the system there or not. We'll soon find out, won't we? All four, we'll see the little ball there. I don't know if that shows up in the video or not, but there's little balls in there, and on these older ones you can just take your carb cleaner and kind of stick it down in there, get it through the screen, and just kind of flush the grease and crud out of there. The newer ones, you gotta take them apart. The older ones, you can do this. You just don't want oil and grease and crud in your starter ratchet. That's what causes them to not catch. They're all, every one of them was stuck out here. You can use carb cleaner or brake clean, whatever suits your fancy. But I think that should do it. Cleans up that pretty good. Alright, let me put the blower housing back on. We'll give her another whirl. Alright, let's give it another go. I guess I didn't even need to take the blower housing off. I could have got in there without it. But anyway, I took this out and it has fuel. Let me get a pair of pliers in case I need to adjust that. And we'll give her a whirl and see what it happens. Alright, let's see if this goes now. Whoops. Did I bring a pair of pliers? Thought I brought them. We got two good machines ready to clean up. Get the pressure washer out and give them a good cleaning. They are both ready for the pressure washer. I'm not going to video pressure washing it because, you know, the pressure washer is loud and obnoxious, so I'm not going to record that. But I'll do a little video of them all cleaned up, and then I'm going to touch up the paint on this machine. That machine I might just find a set of belts. And Lacey, she bought a house and she's making some gardens. She might be able to use this to make her gardens, but originally I wanted it for the engine. Maybe make an old school mini bike. And that's kind of a neat engine that would go on one. You know, it's got all that on the blower housing. It's just a neat engine. But who knows, might keep it as a tiller if I can find another set of tines for it. But anyway, let's get this thing cleaned up and that too. That runs perfect. This is wet. It's just coughing. So I think I got the ignition or the points or something wet. We'll let it sit there and dry out and give it another try. But it cleaned up pretty darn nice considering how cruddy it was. Dried out enough where it would start up. Just gonna let it run for, I'll let it run until it runs out of gas. Doesn't have a lot of gas in it. I let it run out of gas. Now if somebody knows what size belts this thing takes, or if somebody has a set of tines, let me know. The numbers for the tiller. And it's really tiny and I can't tell because it's vibrating, but I'll put the numbers in the description so I can try and get the proper belts for it. It's really a sweet running engine. Yeah, it looks like I missed a little grease or dirt there, no big deal. But I'm trying to read these numbers. And it looks like 98126. So I'll put that. I don't see a model number. That's just the manufacturer number 990170. And I'll put those numbers in the description so somebody truly knows without a guess, if they actually know what the true belt sizes are, the belt numbers, leave a comment so I can get belts for this thing. And if somebody has the other set of tines that they want to sell, I got to check the lubricant in this. It has gear oil in it, so I'll probably just change it. And because I am going to use the tiller, and then after I'm done using it, like I say, I might just save it for the engine for like maybe a mini bike project. I love these old school Briggs with the blower housing stamped like that. This, like I say, it's a 1960. The numbers are over here, but anyway, there we go. That's cleaned up. And then the hang on, I got to turn the radio off. Yeah, and this cleaned up good too. I'm going to get some paint and repaint where the paint's all peeled, sand it down and paint it up. Try and find something close to that. I probably won't find an exact match, but close enough will do. And that's a pretty dandy little blower. It works pretty good. I used the power drive and drove it around here under its own power. And so anyway, there we go. We got a couple of pieces of power equipment at the estate sale today, and I got an intake manifold. I should have pressure washed that, I guess, so I had the pressure washer out, but I guess I can always get it back out, and I'll bead blast it and give it a nice paint job. Maybe I'll put it on that 283 and put a 4-barrel on it instead of a 2-barrel. We'll see. I'll probably leave the 2-barrel on it, but at least I'll have a 4-barrel manifold if I ever want it. One thing I have to say with these two machines is this house was in Detroit, like near Woodward and 8 Mile, and the driveway was really small, so I don't think this thing has very much runtime at all because of the tiny little driveway. And like, it was a postage stamp yard the size of ours, but it looked like at one time he had a small garden on the side of the garage, and I suspect that's where they use this now. I hunted around even outside beside the garage where you could tell the garden was to see if I could find the tines. And I left the guy my number that was doing the estate sale. Told him if he finds the tines to call me, but you know, they'll probably never find them, or probably wouldn't call if he did anyway. But anyway, there we go. I'm not gonna video painting the machines up or anything. Maybe if I get belts on the tiller and use the tiller, I'll get a little video of actually physically using it. And if I still have this one, the snow flies, maybe we'll do a little video of it snow blowing. And but anyway, yeah, so I picked this up to try and make a little bit of money on. And the tiller, like I say, I picked it up mostly for the engine. But anyway, that's it for this video. If you like it, hit the like button. It helps. If you like my channel, that 348 engine icon will subscribe you, and thank you for watching my video.